let's do it. Let's see who's bad, man. Come on, come!
So you're really an 80s fan. Okay, Princess Buttercup, here's some more stuff for you.
Stick around.
It's I Love the 80s Strikes Back, and this is 1987 again. The flicks.
Have fun storming the castle.
The fashions. The TV.
Hey, how you doing?
The tunes. A totally awesome year that gave us even more burning questions. Did anyone take parenting tips from Bob Saget?
Don't be afraid to say no. Kids need limits.
Just how fat were the Fat Boys?
The was fat.
And is there really anything wrong with stealing a baby? The answers to those questions were everybody's favorite hood ornament, Tawny Katane.
Excuse me, there's an areola in the shot.
Because you can't get enough 80s.
Shut up, I said.
Because you're still waiting for Beauty and the Beast to hook up. Admit it. This is 1987 Strikes Back.
Vincent, you are so beautiful.
I have seen Beauty and the Beast. This is the show about the woman who lives above the ground and the beast who lives below the ground. And where the twain shall meet, we find out. They meet here, in the heart space. It's a very romantic show.
What we have is all that matters. It's worth everything.
The only thing that was weird about this was that the beast never turns into a normal guy. He just always is a hideous beast.
I did not respond to it. It may be because I was 14 and I don't want to be touched by a beast.
I think Vincent was hot. Vincent's a beast. What kind of woman doesn't want a beast? You know, the only thing is he has that no-lip problem. And I like a guy with lips. So otherwise, I'd go for him.
To me, the Beast was not unattractive. He read poetry. His hair was fantastic. He dressed wonderfully. His house did not smell so good, but he lived in the sewer, so we have to forgive him.
What did the Beauty and the Beast do every week? How did they keep the whole show going? Well, here we are again. You're still a beast, and I'm a beautiful woman, and we can't have sex. Why couldn't they have sex?
The 80s were a time of rigid social mores. It was simply unacceptable to most people to see Linda Hamilton get porked by a giant beast.
No kiss. Did they ever French kiss?
I was kind of hoping this series would start off a whole trend of chicks banging animals, you know, but no luck except for Madonna.
It makes me laugh thinking about Linda Hamilton and the beast having sex. Oh, my God. I just think it'd be just a lot of blood and tears.
Knowing that I am the cause of that pain is more than I can bear to live with. It mocks our dreams.
I'm being overly cynical. Maybe it was about a deeper love. Like, yeah, that's what it was about.
Deja video.
Here I go again on my own. Going down the only road I ever known.
Here I Go Again was everywhere. Couldn't get away from Whitesnake at that point.
I gotta say, it got me. Because it was so epic and uplifting.
As far as I was concerned, it was a short film starring Tawny Katane.
Yeah, Tawny Katane, who had an Olympic gold medal gymnastic performance on the hood of an expensive car.
My wife at the time, Tawny, was a very, very agile, great seductress with the camera. So basically we just let Tawny go for it and let the cameras roll.
We should utilize it more in dating. Go, hold on, let me show you something. And leap on the car and then be very Sphinx-like.
You get to see a flash of one of her breasts when she's hanging out of the car, which actually passed us by in the edit room.
Excuse me, there's an areola in the shot. I know, damn it, just roll.
That's why I love the 80s. It had nothing to do with music.
Scruples was a thing that no one in the 80s actually had. So much so that they actually made a game out of it.
Your friend set you up with a blind date. He's not exactly what you had in mind. Do you go through with it?
Depends.
On what?
On whether or not he sees me first.
Scruples, it's a game and more.
Your current lover asks you, how many sex partners have you had in the past? Do you tell the truth?
Never. You divide by 100.
You sign on to do a photo shoot with a top magazine. However, when you get there, the photographers ask you to fully disrobe. But then he offers you $5,000. Do you pose in the buff?
For $5,000, I would pose in the buff and give him some. Because I got a credit card bill to pay.
Friends loan you a few movies for your VCR. One mislabeled tape shows your friends frolicking nude on a Riviera beach. Do you watch the rest of the vacation tape?
Hell yeah. Pop that in, baby. I have a potluck party. Everybody come over. Look at what we're watching tonight, y'all.
Would you be impotent the rest of your life for $1 million?
Hell no. Don't take my thing-a-ling away from me like that, baby.
Yes. Okay, zap. Wait, I was joking. Guess what? I don't have $1 million, pal. Oh, no. Oh, she's so hot, but nothing's happening. Wake up.
Yeah. Fun game, Scribble, Bill. Ruin your life. The fat boys are back. And you know they can never be whack.
Everybody started trying to be the human beatbox. Spitting there on everybody.
This guy's fat. That's pre-PH fat. Gave those of us who are chunkier in the music field some hope for the future.
I like Prince Marky D because he was like not as fat. He was chunky, but he wasn't as fat as others.
My dad's fat. Prince Marky D is kind of just, cherubic.
They was still the fat boys. That them fat.
First thing I think about is their bad choices of duets.
I'm doing a twist. Some fat boys twisting, that ain't too cute.
The Fat Boys made the most horrible movie ever called The Orderlies.
Let's get Ralph Bellamy, 3 obese rappers, and just let them go at each other.
He looks like Yoda.
The results?
Step off, homeboy.
Granted, I was high most of 1987, but I found Disorderlies to be hilarious.
It wasn't Ben-Hur, but at that time to see rappers on film was big.
They have fun. They made rap fun.
Didn't we almost have it all by Whitney Houston? I Won't Forget You by Poison. The breakup songs of 87. Aren't you prepared to let go now?
LL Cool J, for me, was like Elvis.
Everyone loved LL.
LL's always been a ladies' man, but he can rhyme.
I'm notorious, I crush you like a jelly bean. I'm bad. And then he crushed the jelly bean.
It was just really about him being the illest, and you just felt his energy. Unique, original. That's the only thing I can say about LL's style. The big, rope chains, the cut body. He'd have his Adidas, and he had a Kango. And that was really his trademark.
I couldn't sport the Kango. I couldn't roll up the one side of my jeans. I stayed away from the LL Cool J look.
Why did LL always wear hats?
Is his head shape weird, or is he receding?
Oh, slow down. Hold your horses.
I mean, today you see he doesn't wear Kangos, and he looks good, unless he had plastic surgery or something. But how can you, replace a head?
He looked like he could rob you at the same time he comes out with, I need love. He came out with I need love. I was like, what?
When I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall.
And in the back of my mind, I hear my conscience call,
telling me I need a girl who's as sweet as the dove.
For the first time in my life, I see I need love.
Just show that a rap ballad could actually happen.
He's like, I'm going to go a whole different way. I'm going to rap about love.
Made my eyes burn, cause I said to myself, look what you've done to her.
I would watch the video and get just really mad that it was not me in this video. Who is she? You don't even know her.
You can scratch my back, we'll get cozy and huddle. I'll lay down my jacket so you can walk over a puddle.
LL took it to a whole nother level.
LL, you really touched me. I'm a true fan. I wear this for you.
I love you. I love 87.
A lot of macho movies did come out in 1987.
In 1987, there was a lot of really violent movies. Predator, RoboCop, and Over the Top.
There's a very high body count in 1987.
I want action tonight.
Predator was cool.
Very exciting film, starring future politicians Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Stick around.
Jesse Ventura.
You're bleeding, man. I ain't got time to bleed.
Predator is great because you have wonderful lines like,
What the hell are you? They thought they had found the predator. He was a chameleon, so you couldn't really see him, but they just leveled the entire jump.
and when the creature laughs at the end.
Stallone was the baddest good guy because he had so much to overcome. He's a tiny, tiny man, and yet a huge action hero.
I'm through talking.
Over the Top was about a truck driver who was trying to save his son, and he arm wrestled people.
You gotta go to work.
Did well in Japan.
No one wants to watch people arm wrestle. Arm wrestling doesn't even make ESPN 3.
Over the top. We took the hat and turned it around, and then put the finger in there.
Me and my friends to try and get our lower lip to go all the way down our neck like Sylvester did it.
Yeah. Fly arm wrestling. Tears were shed.
RoboCop was the greatest.
He was a cop. He got whacked up, beat up, and they made him a machine. I think they had to be pretty stupid not to think to shoot the guy in the face.
He wasted half of Detroit.
That was one of the first ones I remember that was just like a lot of stuff getting blowed up. Blowed up real good.
That one guy had toxic waste dumped on him. He's all screwed up. He's like, help me, help me. And the car comes and hits him. Oh, it's just, that's gross. Rewind that. Let's see it again.
There were a lot of violent movies in 87 because people were sick and tired of human emotion. And who can blame them? Emotions are boring. Let's see some blown up.
Oh, Doc Martens, a great British boot.
They're very popular in London. Literally everybody had Doc Martens.
To the underworld.
To me, Doc Martens were the tough kids, the rebel kids, the kind of like too cool for school kids.
Back in the day, you'd see Doc Martens on a guy and knew you were in for a rough night. It meant trouble.
I liked them because they were ass-kicking boots. If I got in a fight, I knew I was going to bring them into play.
You had to christen them by kicking somebody. My first pair I bought were ox blood, 6-hole.
I had a black pair, and I had a red pair too, and I had a brown pair.
I had leopard skin Doc Martens. I wore them with like fishnets and tube skirts.
I always thought the girls who wore DMs with little black mini skirts, I thought that was somehow great.
I used to put like yellow laces in mine or red laces.
If you're wearing red shoelaces, you were a skinhead, but you weren't a Nazi skinhead. If you're wearing white shoelaces, you liked the white people. I had the ladybug shoelaces, and it meant I like ladybugs.
Doc Martens made me feel cool. DMs on your feet gave you credit on the street.
Deja video.
You want to see who's bad? You want to see who's bad? Come on. Come on, let's do it. Let's see who's bad, man. Come on. Come on. Let's go.
I remember the bad video because that's when Michael Jackson was mulatto.
Martin Scorsese directed Michael Jackson as a gangster in the Bad video. Surprisingly, he chose not to cast him in Goodfellas after that.
I do remember the mini movie at the beginning of the video.
It was Michael Jackson and Wesley Snipes.
What was Wesley thinking? It's like, I have to pretend to fight this guy?
You either down or you ain't down. So the question is, are you bad or what?
Leave me alone.
I said,
leave me alone.
Your butt is mine.
That's true.
He wants to be restrained. He wants an intervention.
He had originally asked Prince to be the other gang leader in the big gang fight dance sequence, but Prince wouldn't do it because he didn't want Michael saying your butt is mine to him.
So that's the way it goes down, eh?
You come across some ensemble of dancers in a subway wearing zippered clothing, do not engage. Turn around, walk away.
The hip-hop jam of 1987.
As we go, a little something like this. Hit it! What's up, y'all? This is Doug E. Fresh, feeling good being here with you right now. The record that changed the game was Push It by Salt and Pepper with Spinderella. The hip-hop classic of 1987.
Everywhere you go, da-da-da-da-da.
Full house, full house, full house, full house.
I like the theme song. Brought me right in.
I remember staying home just about every Friday night watching Full House.
Bob Saget has 3 children. Here's this man grieving the loss of his lovely wife, and he has to raise these 3 children alone, and it's... Wait a minute.
Hey, let's see some smiles. Everything is going to work out super great.
He doesn't have to raise them alone, because we got ourselves a full house.
Your Uncle Jesse's moving in. My best friend Joey is moving in.
In the late 80s, moms were out. It was all about dads.
I liked Bob Saget. He was Danny Tanner, father.
Get down. And I don't mean get funky.
Uncle Jesse's here.
Uncle Jesse! We got Johnny Stamos. Woo! He's teaching these kids how to rock out. Long hair, but clean and in control. You know what I'm saying?
Have mercy.
All right, Limbo.
I always remember the silly Uncle Joey. The funny guy annoyed the out of me. I was like, you're not funny and you're not good looking. Why are you here?
I'm Mary Kay and Ashley.
The episodes where Ashley played Michelle, I just couldn't bear to watch. You could just feel her trying too hard, whereas Mary Kay just slipped right into the role.
I find those 2 little monkeys.
Who knew that those 2 were going to grow up to be so hot? Nobody bet on the right pony with that one. Back then, they looked like Monchichis.
Monchichi, Monchichi.
Hello, we're the twins who will soon make $258 million selling to other kids around the world.
There's always some life lesson to be learned.
Both you guys, you gotta remember. Don't be afraid to say no. Kids need limits.
You go, like they're hugging Dad, and they've helped out Uncle Joey and Uncle Jesse.
It all just feels good. It just feels right.
Ready? Aim.
Less Than Zero, where a preppy college kid comes back to his hometown and finds all of his friends in a drug-induced stupor.
This is a movie that warned of the perils of drug use, but ultimately made me desperately want to try drugs.
I'm gonna throw up.
The bucket's under the sink.
I always really liked Andy McCarthy. I always just thought he had an honesty about him that was really cool.
Well, you up. You look like but hey, no problem. All you need is a better cut of cocaine.
Jamie Gertz, in perhaps her most promiscuous role.
You don't look happy.
But do I look good?
James Spader is a brilliant actor. Great.
I just want you to meet some people.
He's so beautiful, and then he always has this edge to him.
This is not Recess, and I'm sick of playing games with you.
I thought Robert Downey gave a great performance. Really amazing. I think he's an amazing actor.
All right. Just got this uncontrollable urge to fall down.
Robert Downey's life so closely resembles his acting roles sometimes that I question whether it's acting.
Did I become a drug addict because of it? Yes. I blame Less Than Zero.
Jodie Watley was huge in 1987. I'm looking for a new love, baby.
Yeah. Are you? Good. Right here.
I'm looking for a new love, baby. So I remember that dance.
When I made my solo debut, I just wanted to make a fun record.
My song was Don't You Want Me? Don't you want me like I want you? Really simple, speaks to me at 13. I was a fan of her kind of like cool demeanor. I thought she's so cool and mellow, and I'm so hyper and annoying.
She was always fabulous, the way she looked, her style.
My look at the time, obviously, a lot of hair.
It was just all moosed and gelled out and hairsprayed, and I fell victim to that too.
She was just ahead of her time, fashion-wise. She was the one who wore those big hoop earrings.
A crinoline skirt, big belt, bustier kind of top, and chunky jewelry. She had that exotic look. I mean, her face was like...
You had a lot of people out there, but it was just something about Jodie Watley was like special.
Get out. It's time to play!
I love Remote Control. MTV game show.
That was what the show was all about, was like, who's the biggest couch potato.
Name Scooby-Doo's frisky little nephew. Susan.
Scrappy Doo.
Yeah, Scrappy-Doo.
For 5 points and control.
I'm in.
Ken Ober was the host of the program.
Colin Quinn was the sidekick.
This is my dream come true.
I remember, though, that's the first time I ever saw Adam Sandler.
He would come up and just do some funny bits and then get out.
Shut up, I said. Yes. You think you're so cool.
Who would have known? Young Adam Sandler would come out to be $20, $25 million a picture.
They went through a series of women on the show.
Barry Werr was the piece of ass.
Ari, I got a roofie with your name on it, baby.
The snack break, to me, was like the big part of the show that was like, wow, they're so wild. They're throwing Cheetos all over the place.
I played interesting games like Dead or Alive.
Dead or Alive, the woman who played Alice on the Brady Bunch. Gina.
Dead.
No.
You're like, oh, they're still alive. Whoops.
We'll see you later. Bye, Trade.
When you get kicked off the show, the audience would sing.
The final bonus round is when you had to name 9 music videos just by looking at them.
8, Whitesnake. Hey, crack.
And I don't think I ever saw anybody win once.
Number 7, Motley Crue. Time is up.
That was a fun show.
Thanks for playing Remote Control. Bye.
Oh gosh, like we're running shorts. Another terrible fashion craze from the 80s.
Like biker shorts?
Like the tight deals?
Unless you are actually on a bicycle, you should not be wearing any type of shorts like that.
There was a phase of Lycra shorts as regular clothes. That's weird.
It's a lot easier to go buy the shorts than to do the sit-ups.
Why do you wear tight shorts if you're not going to be exercising? If you're barbecuing, you don't have to worry about your hamstrings.
I had a lot of Lycra. I was a big aerobics guy in the 80s. It was all about Lycra. Ugh.
I had a pair of black Lycra running shorts. I will admit to that, yes.
Today, everybody still wears Lycra bicycle shorts, especially with Lance Armstrong leading the way. And everybody wants to be known as being hip, young, sexy, and cool. Especially fat people.
Awesome.
Thunder! Thunder!
Undercuts!
I just want to be like,
Hanson!
I do remember Thundercats because I was living in a dorm with a real pothead back then.
Just need a little...
Thundercats was kind of like the Marvel Comics over-sexualized superheroes meets the cat people.
Untie us at once.
I loved Lionel's muscles. He was hot.
Lionel had protruding arms. I think he was like the McGuire of that time, right? Panthro was my favorite.
Panthro?
He was the blackest one.
The real one.
I swore I was the cheetah girl.
I've never been attracted to an animal except for Chitara.
Imagine what would happen if one of us really did turn bad.
She had a banging shape. She was like bronzy.
Each of the Thundercats had a different personality. She was actually their personal trainer. And 2 more, and 3 more, and 4 more.
I think the breast, I think the voluptuous body that she had actually did give you a little excitement if you're a pervert.
If all animals were like Chitara, I don't know if I would have a problem with bestiality.
It's kind of creepy around here.
Coming up.
When's it get good?
Storming the castle with Wesley, Inigo, Fezzik, and the Princess Bride. Nicolas Cage goes baby shopping.
I've been taking these Huggies and whatever cash you got.
And Denise Huxtable goes off to college.
Bill Cosby just didn't want to work with Lisa Bonet anymore, so he goes, give her her own show.
Next on I Love the 80s Strikes Back, 1987. But first, this public service announcement.
I used to do drugs. And one morning I woke up, I looked in the mirror and I said, you look frightening. Nobody said quit. And nobody said stop or else. I got sick of it, so I quit. And now, life's the beach.
Nerds of 1987.
What's happening, hot stuff? Getty Watanabe here, bringing you the Nerds of 1987. Revenge of the Nerds 2. Nerds are back for more. Bud Bundy, horny nerd with a very hot sister. And Gilbert Gottfried, the greedy nerd. The Nerds of 1987. Trust me, the donger knows.
I think I got the best one.
Raising Arizona was like this bright beacon of light in 1987.
You had these kind of goofball movies like Short Circuit, and then Raising Arizona was so weird in so many ways. It really stuck with you.
One of the greatest comedies around. Coen Brothers, Nick Cage, Holly Hunter.
It was just had so many great imagery. I love the desert and all the white trash kind of aspect of it.
What's the matter, Ed?
My finance left me.
Holly Hunter is the police officer, and she falls in love with him.
I'm walking in here on my knees, Ed. Free man proposing. That occurred.
He's barren, and there's a local family, a furniture salesman who's just had quintuplets. So
they take Nathan Jr.
I love him so much.
They need diapers for the baby, so he goes into the convenience store to rob it. Hey, you got a panty on your head.
Just drive fast.
One of the greatest chase scenes of all time, when he's getting diapers.
And Nick Cage, like, goes through the house and up through the window and through the walls.
And he ends up picking up the diapers right at the end.
Because the baby likes to feel fresh. We all do.
That scene where John Goodman and whoever the other guy is tunnel out of the prison when they emerge. Lifts the other guy out of the muck by the ankle, lifts him up.
Has a great performance by Tex Cobb. He plays the bad guy.
There's this guy who shoots lizards on the rock and just this motorcycle raging in. It was so epic. It was brilliant in every single respect.
It's great when you go back and watch a movie like Raising Arizona and it's just immaculate and so hilarious and perfect. Deja Video.
My name is Luca. I live on the second floor.
When you first listen to it, you're just singing along, and it's nice, you know, because she's got a gorgeous voice, and it's just a great song. It's a great melody. And then you actually listen to the lyrics, and you're like,
oh, well, that's a bouncy song about child abuse.
Do you cry?
Well, you know, when you think about it, the music didn't really match the story, did it?
Hey, what kind of beat should we put with this song about abuse? And then it's like, da 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 da. It's all upbeat and sassy.
Just don't argue anymore.
He's upstairs and he's alone and he's being abused. That's so sad. It really brings the room down.
Suzanne Vega is the criminal here. She's singing about Luca's crisis rather than calling Child Protective Services.
Here's the thing, Suzanne. Put down the guitar, pick up the phone, make a phone call. Someone's getting smacked around upstairs.
Suzanne Vega proved to the world, I can write a song about child abuse, and you'll like it.
It's a different world. Where you come from?
It was like the hip-hopper version of The Cosby Show.
Heck yeah, I remember A Different World. That was hot.
Anthony Sextable.
Bill Cosby just didn't want to work with Lisa Bonet anymore, so he goes, give her own show.
It was Bill Cosby saying to Lisa Bonet, I'm going to make you a star. And Lisa Bonet blowing that.
Before you go, can you just do me one little favor?
What?
Take me with you! I couldn't believe that Lisa Bonet left A Different World after only one season.
And then we had to follow the other roommates.
Whitley.
Oh my gosh. I loved Whitley. She made the show for me.
Whitley, you know, she was a fox.
She was such a snob.
Denise! Whitley! Welcome back!
Different World was about Dwayne Wayne falling in love with this Southern belle that he never was going to get until the end of the season before they went to syndication.
Hey, my name's Dwayne Wayne. You know, for you to be sitting here all alone like this, it pains me. Why are you all alone?
Oh, shut up and let's dance.
I think Dwayne Wayne was too corny for her. She needed a real man.
I need a man here.
I definitely had a crush on Dwayne. He was hot. He had style.
Would you believe that I actually wore the Dwayne Wayne glasses? I did. Oh, God, what a cornball.
It is a god.
The show turned out to be a great success. And years went by where we're still entertained by it to this day.
Video.
Good night, honey. Sweet dreams, dear.
The Land of Confusion by Genesis is the video that featured what looked to be like HR puffin stuff versions of political figures.
Puppets. Crazy puppets. Really ugly, ugly puppets.
This was a profound video for Reagan and Gorbachev, because before this video, they didn't know who Genesis was.
Apparently there was some deep message about peace at the core of it.
We were all waiting for Genesis to finally get political. Well, they did it with Land of Confusion.
Anyone involved in politics knows how seriously people take protesters who use puppets to make a point.
Did Genesis change the world? Is the Berlin Wall still standing? Is Ceausescu still in office? I don't think so. Saddam Hussein? See you later. Why? Phil Collins. Phil Collins.
Hi, I'm Steve Guttenberg.
Gutenberg!
Yeah, the 80s, Gutenberg mania.
Gutenberg was sexy. He was the rage.
Steve Guttenberg was pretty much like Hitler. He was just taking over territories.
Steve Guttenberg was the big screen version of Anson Williams. He just had that potsy spark that lit up the screen.
Steve Guttenberg was in 5 movies in 1987. He did Amazon Women on the Moon, The Bedroom Window, Surrender, 3 Men and a Baby, and Police Academy 4.
3 Men and a Baby, brilliant.
That's a baby. Oh, I know it's a baby. What's it doing there? It's sleeping. Ted Danson, Steve Guttenberg, Tom Selleck, and one baby.
When someone really kicks ass in a movie, we generally call it Gutenbergian.
It's a bird! It's a bird!
What a Gutenbergian performance!
Sergeant Kerry Mahoney reporting for duty, sir. That's my Gutenberg.
Thank you very, very much. Please, thank you.
Is Police Academy 4 the one where they were just so bumbling and they were just sort of knocking heads and really just couldn't do their jobs well? Or was that Police Academy 3?
Mahoney, I'm so proud of the job you've done.
A Guttenberg film from the 90s.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know what happened to Goots.
At the time, you're like, yeah, this Gutenberg cat, he's going to be around for a long time.
Steve Guttenberg taught me how to be sensitive, kind.
Like sensitive with a witty edge.
Steve Guttenberg was somebody I could count on when so much was falling apart in the 80s.
You really wanted to be his friend.
Next time you're down, just say Guttenberg.
Coming up, the words every woman wants to hear.
As you wish. As you wish.
Lessons in dysfunctional relationship from The Princess Bride. Next on I Love the 80s Strikes Back, 1987. But first, the what the moment of 1987.
In 1987, Vanna White's autobiography was a bestseller. In it, she recalled once smoking pot and then eating an entire meatloaf. I think we'd all like to live in a world where the worst thing you can do on drugs is eat a lot of meatloaf. Hey, Vanna, what
The Princess Bride by S. Morgenstern, Chapter 1.
I love The Princess Bride.
It's one of my favorite movies.
It's a fairy tale. Peter Falk being the grandfather that he's reading to Fred Savage, who's sick.
Is this a kissing book?
Wait, just wait.
When's it get good?
That's a story of Princess Buttercup and the man that she loves, Wesley. And she gets kidnapped by the evil king who wants to marry her. And Wesley comes to her rescue.
Drop your sword.
The premise of the movie was so not important. It was all the characters.
Prince Wesley, she would tell him to do things, and what did he always answer?
As you wish. As you wish.
As you wish.
Oh, my sweet Wesley. He was so handsome.
I wanted to be Robin Wright Penn, and damn it, I wasn't.
Plato, Aristotle, Socrates.
Yes?
Morons.
Wallace Shawn saying, inconceivable.
Inconceivable! You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
I remember Wallace Shawn putting poison into one of the chalices, and then they're playing mind games with each other to figure out where the poison is.
A clever man would put the poison into his own goblet, because he would know that only a great fool would reach for what he was given.
Truly, you have a dizzying intellect.
Andre the Giant was my favorite. I love him.
Go in! Get after her!
I only dog paddle.
Yeah!
Andre the Giant, he was kind of like the lovable, huge giant.
Probably he means no harm.
He's very, very short on charm.
Mandy Patinkin is amazing.
My name is Inigo Montoya.
You killed my father. Prepare to die.
I just love the sword fights and all the banter.
You seem a decent fellow. I hate to kill you. You seem a decent fellow. I hate to die.
When Billy Crystal and Carol Kane were running around as, like, you know, these bizarre Jewish trolls, they were so funny.
Liar! Liar!
Get back, witch!
I'm not a witch, I'm your wife!
Cook towards the end of the film. It was one of those ridiculous Peter Cook voices.
Marriage is what brings us together today.
It was extraordinarily clever. It was very, very funny.
Have fun storming the castle.
The way they filmed it and the way they performed it was perfect.
And it had the happy ending we all wanted.